What is up, everybody? Are y'all ready for another vocabulary builder? This time it's just going to be, most of this is just going to pertain to human anatomy and just for humans in general, right? So, as you know, this is the intermediate level, right? So we will be adding on to what you previously know. And there are many, many, many videos on YouTube that explains basic human anatomical parts, right? This is going to continue that, okay? Because these can probably not, I mean, this video is probably going to tell you way beyond more than what you need to know as an intermediate learner. But it's definitely going to continue off of what you learned from other YouTube videos if you've been watching those in your vocabulary for human anatomical parts, right? So let's get started. Kulot means curly hair. Now you can describe this as, you know, people with curly hair in their head, in their pubic area. It's just curly hair, right? Curly hair. Kulot. Kugmo is booger, right? Boogers, right? Sipon is a runny nose. So when you have a runny nose, right? We call it sipon. Like you get the sniffles, you know, when you're sick or when you're cold, you have a runny nose when you need to blow your nose. Like, you know, you have sipon. Sipon is what is the runny nose, the I guess a wet nose, right? When that dries, right, you get boogers, and boogers is what we call kugmo, right? Kugmo, right? So iniguman og sipon nagkugmo ang ilong, right? So when the focus is bad. Yeah, so when you finish having a runny nose and it dries, you're gonna have the boogers, the kugmo, right? Tikod is the heel of the foot, the heels, right? The heel. It's not the Achilles tendon, but it's the heel of the foot, the ball part, not the ball, the heel, the back part. Bigote is bungot, right? So for those of you who don't know, bungot is like your mustache or like the beard area, like the mustache for men. Bigote is a borrowed Spanish word, but bungot is the indigenous word, okay? And then barbas or barbas, they're the same thing. It just means beard, okay? Beard. They're both borrowed Spanish. Actually, barbas is a Spanish word, borrowed. But remember, we have the lateral liquids, the and the right? The and right? The and the they are both allophones. So remember allophones. So that's why they both exist. Bulbul means pubic hair, right? And bulbul can be a type of what we learned, kulot, right? Which is a curly hair. Bulbul is just specifically pubic hair. Kuko meaning your nails, right? The nails on your fingers, the nails on your toes. Kuko. And listen to that last glottal stop, kuko, right? Opao, right? Opao is kalbo. For those of you who don't know, kalbo is bald, right? Both words exist. Opao, right, and kalbo. They both mean bald or bald-headed. And they're both Cebuano words. Upao is the indigenous word. Kalbo is a borrowed Spanish word. They both exist, okay? Buktot means hunchback, right? But the real, or in the standard dialect, it's baluktot, right? I will be explaining more about this al and la infix soon, right? This is going to be a little more advanced with the al and the la infixes. So baluktot is hunchback. You have a hunchback when you're old or something like that, or a shrimp with a hunchback, right? Dugab means to burp, and sidok means to hiccup, right? So that means dugab, it means to burp, and sidok is a that means the hiccups, right? The hiccups. Oh, you have hiccups, right? Hubo means to be naked or nude, right? So if you know, for example, if you're gonna have sex or something, right? Now, hubo, right? They're just naked, or to undress, right? To be naked or nude. Luwa means to spit or drool, right? To spit or drool. Luwa, okay? To spit or to drool. Like you're gonna take a spit. Amang means to be mute. Amang. So we also learned two other disabilities. And what were they? Buta and bungol. Buta meaning blind, bungol meaning deaf, amang meaning to be mute. So there are some people in the world who are blind, right? And we call them buta. There's some people in the world who are deaf and we call them bungol, right? Because they have hard of hearing, they can't hear. And there's some people who can't speak. We call them amang, right? Amang. And they're mute. They can't speak. So what do? They use sinyas, and that's body language, motion, or movement. They move their arms, their body, their legs, just to give a hint or a signal to what they want to communicate and convey, right? So sinyas. Senyas is that body language that among people use. Dughan meaning chest, right? Your chest area, your pecs, your chest. Dughan. Um, that was easy. So the next we have hubon. Hubon is a fontanelle on the baby, right? So on a freshly born baby or infant, you have the soft spot on the head, and that's the fontanelle. Siko is easy, that's elbow. Labong meaning thick hair. Usually it's with hair, like, oh, labong, kalabong sa buhok, you know? So it's like thick hair, right? That's thick hair. Usually meaning hair, but it's like thick in a way, okay? Uh, tulon meaning to swallow, right? To swallow, and this is where we get our noun, tutunlan, right? Tulon meaning to swallow, but tutunlan meaning throat, right? So you're pretty much gonna throat it in a way. That sounds kind of disturbing. Anyway, lagos meaning gums, so the dental area, right? So if you have your ngipon, which you should know, lagos is where the ngipon goes. No, is that right? Yeah. Lagos, yeah, the ngipon, that's what the gums, right? Your dental gums. Lubot meaning your buttocks, your ass, whatever, right? Buko meaning spine, the spine or the back of a person or an animal. The buko is the back part, the spine that holds everything up. Batiis meaning calves, right? Calves. Batiis is the back part of your lower legs. So it's the back part of the legs, or the lower legs is your calves. Gusok is ribs, right? Gusok, ribs. Balat ang, again, there's that al infix right there, the al infix, right? Balat ang, or sometimes people say bat ang, but in the standard dialect, it's the full version, balat ang, which means like your hips or your pelvic area, the hips or pelvis. Buol goes back to the throat, but it's specifically like your Adam's apple or that bulging part of the throat. Whatever area is bulging out of the throat, we call it buol. Not necessarily an Adam's apple, but it's that bulging area, right? Libat meaning to be cross-eyed, right? It's another disability. To be cross-eyed is libat. Kandiis meaning dimple. Kandi is dimple. So when you smile, sometimes people have dimples. I have a dimple, so kandi is na ako'y kandi is, right? I have a dimple. Bakol meaning cripple, like a crippled leg. So you're gonna be on crutches, right? Because you have a crippled leg, or to be cripple-legged, right? Cripple-legged. And then singkao is like a bent in the arm, like your arms are bent. So you're kind of in a way crippled in the arm, or like there was a deformity in your arm. So you're in I guess in a sling or a cast or something, because you're crippled. Singkao meaning crippled arm, like you were born with a deformity or something like that, or I don't know, something happened to your arm with a deformity, right? And again, my intermediate learners, this is just to expand more vocabulary with human and anatomical areas and what to do, right? There will be more coming up.